Merry Christmas, Kamloops Alliance. Tim and I are here to look back and celebrate some amazing things that have happened this past year and also welcome your participation as we think about the future. Some great stories because of your generosity, your investment of your time, your talent, and your treasure. One of those is at Sun Peaks. And so Sun Peaks has been a dream of our church for the last 5 years, planning and praying and now launching last weekend. And so our first service under the leadership of Phil Kuhorn, we saw 87 people up at the hill worshiping Jesus. It was powerful and beautiful. And this is all because of your generosity and your willingness to meet Jesus in these type of missional activities. Another thing we want to celebrate is what's going on in the Ministry Center. So a year ago, last December, we launched in the Ministry Center a second venue, a hope actually that was before the pandemic, but was realized a year ago. And so under the leadership of Pastor Simon, this new expression is really taking its own form and identity, and it's beautiful. And there's an average of 75 people there, in addition to the 2 services here on the weekend. And this is things that we celebrate of active church and vibrancy and growth. It's amazing.
Yeah, and so we have those new expressions, but even the ministries that are currently happening here at our church at a local level are exploding. I mean, we have the kids ministry, which is seeing a 15% increase in the amount of kids, which just means we have a lot of kids. We almost have a small church there every Sunday.
We do.
It's the size of a small church at the average church in Canada.
Yes.
And so it's exploding, it's growing. Even in the life group space, we had 12 new life groups last year alone. I think it was like 95 people. This fall.
Life groups, yeah.
So 95 new people that were wanting to get involved into what's happening at the Life for a Church, and even for their own sake of spiritual formation. And then there's other really cool things like partnering, linking arms with other churches here in town, where we had the citywide youth rally, where it was really just a bunch of youth coming together and worshiping and praying. And so it was just a beautiful moment of us saying, look, the mission matters for all of us, and we're all in this together.
200 kids, I think.
It was 200 kids that showed up. Yeah, and it was amazing that 200 kids were praying for the same thing, which was to make Jesus known in our community.
Yeah. We celebrate that. We celebrate things globally as well. Last year, we sent 21 different missionaries, short-term missionaries from our church into 5 different countries. This is amazing work of, again, making Jesus known here and around the world. Our little catchment in this catchment area, our school here is Arthur Hatton Elementary. We have a program where people in our church read to students there over 280 hours. And so this isn't just about like attendance or money. This is time that we invest into the lives of people. 280 hours from our church into the lives of students over there. Just want to say well done. Thank you so much. And a local women's shelter, we are investing through our time and our talent, time into building into women who really need it. And so, again, well done.
Yeah, and so we wanted to update with all the ministries that were happening, all the things that were happening at the church. And also, as I've said often, we'd also want to be transparent with our finances and kind of what's happening with the financial piece of it. And so as we're getting to the year end, we just thought we wanted to give you an update. With Carrot Connections, again, this is such a heartbeat of our church in that this is something where we've been able to help a community in very tangible ways, whether it's gift cards or whether it's transit cards or even just help to bridge rent payments at some points. These are very tangible ways where we can help our community. And so this year we have budget for, up to this point, $41,000. We're running a bit shy on that. We're running about $26,000, but we're believing that God will provide, as this is such a critical and important ministry here at Kamloops Alliance.
It's through our Community Care Fund, right?
It's the Community Care Fund. Yeah, that's right. And then on top of that, we also have the General Fund, which is really the fund that allows the lights to stay on and for us to clean the carpets and all the things that we've got to do to keep ministry going. And so year to date, up to November, we have budget for about $604,000. And so far, we've seen about $580,000. So we're pretty good. Like that's amazing. And that's just, again, the provision of God for us as we do ministry here at church. And it's worth noting as we get to the end of the year that really we've collected or we've brought together 36% of the revenue needed in that number, but about 70% of that is still to come in the next year or next half a year. And a large portion of that comes into December as we get to year end and we get to tax season or the end of the tax giving season of finances. And so, yeah, we're just believing that God will provide that remaining 71% for the rest of the year as we continue to do ministry here day in and day out to make Jesus known.
We want to thank you. We want to thank you for your participation through your finances, through your time. And these are numbers, but every one of these numbers represents a person. And that's our heart, is we want to make Jesus known. We want to serve the next person. We want to serve people well. We want to love people well. And so we welcome you into all of that. So consider us as you think about your year-end giving, and pray for us as we think the best days of KAC are ahead of us. And we love you for your participation and for your trust. Again, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.